What's good with you guys? We back with another one, my nigga. We here with a fucking center build, bro. So let's get straight into it, bro. Let's get 2 to 5 likes on this video and subscribe, bro. Subscribe. Come on.
Double machine, a 7-foot max wingspan big man build that put up unreal stat lines like it was his job. Now what if I told you we made it even better on NBA 2K26? You see, that build had a 78 3-point rating, and with the pure green window and the talks of shooting being harder, that is just not gonna cut it. Now I will say it's not drastically higher, but you can always lower the wingspan of this build and get whatever 3-point rating you desire. So today we're gonna cover this all around center build, give y'all different options you can do with it, and then just because I'm also gonna give you a pure inside center build for my people out there that like to mash. So real quick, if you want NBA 2K26 for free, all you have to do is subscribe with notifications on and comment down below what day you're planning to play NBA 2K26. I'll be choosing the NBA 2K26 giveaway winner in tomorrow's video, so make sure anytime you see a noti, you click it super fast. Alright y'all, now for the build. We got 2 versions of the popper and we got 2 versions of the inside we gotta go over, and I'm not here to waste y'all's time, so this build's version is literally on the screen right now. Let's talk about it. The first build I want to talk about is a 7-foot popper, 253 pounds, 7'5" wingspan that, as you can see, has a super high strength rating. We'll cover that in a second and we'll talk about what strength does and doesn't do this year. But the first thing I really want to point out is that we have an 80 vertical on a 7-foot build. If you played NBA 2K25, you know how overpowered 80 vertical was this year, and from what we've seen from NBA 2K26, it quite literally looks like 2K25 2.0. And don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing. 25 wasn't the most well-received game because of certain things like RNG, the comeback mechanic, just things that lowered the skill gap overall, and of course the bad dribbling. But 26 is looking like it's gonna have good fluent dribbling, and Mike Wayne confirmed there's no RNG, so it's looking like it's gonna be a good year. Anyways, my point being that even with those changes from 26 to 25, I feel like the gameplay is gonna be pretty similar in other aspects, one of which being the rebounding. So we have a nearly maxed out wingspan. The max for 7-foot builds is 7'7". We went 7'5". The reason for that being that we won an 83-point rating. Last year we went 78, but I feel like this year with the pure green window, 80 is going to be a good threshold to hit. And we went to a 95 strength to get Hall of Fame brick wall in the builder. Now, one thing you need to note about strength in 2K26's badges is that all of the rebounding badges no longer include strength in the requirement. Instead, to get legend rebounding badges, all you need is a 98 offensive rebound or a 98 defensive rebound, which, by the way, we can very easily get by just lowering our strength on this version. Don't worry, next version we do get a 98 offensive rebound, but I wanted to give y'all this version in a world where strength matters super heavily, or in a world where you don't want to use your max +2 on brick wall, because if you go anything less than a 95 strength, you're gonna have to use your max +2 on brick wall to get legend brick wall, which we all know is gonna be an overpowered badge. I don't even have to play the game to know that brick wall is just always super broken. So with this version being the way it is, instead we could use our max +1 on brick wall, get that on legend, and use our first max +2 on either set shot to get Hall of Fame set shot specialist, or on rebound chaser to get legend rebound chaser. And I said first max +2 because you're gonna get at least 2 max +2s over the course of NBA 2K26, but I only want to talk about the one because you're gonna get a guaranteed one whenever you hit level 40 in the season, which you can buy or you can just grind it out and it won't take that long. But yes, technically you will get 2 max +2s at least. You might even get 3. There's still speculation about that. But if you do get 2 max +2s, you'll have Hall of Fame set shot specialist, legend rebound chaser, Hall of Fame box out beast, and legend brick wall on this build, all while having an 82 mid-range and 83-point rating, so you can get some of the better jump shots in the game. And of course, one thing I haven't touched on that is a 90 attribute is our standing dunk. Now, you could lower this down to an 81 and get a lot of attributes back, but from what I've seen in NBA 2K26 and from what I played, I genuinely believe the standing dunk meter is back. One, they brought back the Kobe jab step for centers. You know, the one in the paint that you could spam and get into the dead zone and then do standing dunk meters? Yeah, if it sounds like I'm talking gibberish to you right now, I might just be nerding out because that is a comp pro in play. But if you play competitive, you know exactly what I mean. The jab step in the paint into the standing dunk was the most broken thing ever on 2K24, and I tested it out on 2K26, and it was working perfectly fine. Not to mention that to standing dunk meter this year, all you have to do is hold down down on the right stick. You don't have to do up down anymore. Just hold down on the right stick and let go. So my not so hot take prediction is that standing dunk meter is going to be OP again. So every center build I make in the beginning is going to have a 90 standing dunk until I'm proven wrong otherwise. Which I truly don't believe I will, because once again, standing dunk just was ridiculous at community day. Maybe they changed it. The gameplay was subject to change, but don't worry, I will be testing it on day one. So if you want to wait until I test it, then make your build accordingly, you could do that as well. And then finally, we also have an 87 pass accuracy, so you can get the rebound, throw it up the court in rec or pro-am, or if you play park, you'll easily throw it up the court in park. And some other notable stats that we have is a 60 steal for bronze interceptor. I hate making centers without bronze interceptor. When people throw the ball at my face and I cannot get a steal no matter what I do, I absolutely hate that. So yes, we're going bronze interceptor. We might even be able to max +2 that with our tier 2 max +2. I didn't even think about that. You might be able to get gold interceptor with a 60 steal. That would be insane. And then we also have an 88 block and 75 interior defense for paint patroller in gold chase down, which is called high flying denier. So yeah, y'all, first version, max speed, max agility, 7-foot build. Y'all let me know what you think. Is this a build you would make? Is it not? Tell me why or why not. And while y'all do that, let's move on to version number 2. Now version number 2 is actually going to be a 7'1" center build, weight 248 pounds, and the wingspan is 7'6". We kept the same 82 mid-range, 83 point. I just think that is a very good value for jump shooting, while also not sacrificing our super tall arms. I've seen people go down to like 7'4", 7'3" wingspan and get like an 88 or 93 point rating, which I understand why. They did say that shooting is going to be harder, but I really feel like they're gassing it, especially knowing 2K. I know exactly how the first week is going to go. Shooting might actually be super hard the first week, but then people are going to cry on Twitter because they can't green every single shot they take, and then 2K is going to buff shooting and everyone's going to be greening with an 83 point rating. I promise you that is the script every single year. I'm not expecting it to change. So no, I'm not going to go a 93 point on every single build out of fear. Some builds I'm going to take the chance. This is one of those builds. I'm going an 82 midi and an 83. But the most notable change on this version of the build is we went down from a 95 strength to a 91. This build version is assuming that strength doesn't really matter that much, because like I said, strength got removed from the rebounding badge requirements. For legend box out and legend chase down, all you need is a 98 offensive rebound. So does that mean that strength doesn't matter at all in rebounding? Do you still need strength for your box out strength? We don't know. These are questions we have not answered. You could assume that strength still matters. That's why we still went a 91 strength, because I feel like anything lower and people might start worming our box outs even if we have the badge. But again, that's just an assumption. If your box out strength is literally determined by your rebounding stat and strength only affects how hard you hit screens, then 91 strength is the perfect sweet spot. You get gold brick wall, which you're gonna max +2 to legend. And again, if strength doesn't affect anything else but your screen strength, the legend brick wall will have you covered. I seen Solo tweet at Mike Wang asking that question, so hopefully Mike Wang answers. If y'all see Mike Wang answer, please comment on this video and let me know what he says. But regardless, 91 strength is still very strong. On this build, we also went a 96 offensive rebound. I told y'all we would have a 98, and we are. We're gonna specialize in our rebounding category, which once we're done with our specialization, we will get 2 cap breakers to get us to a 98 offensive rebound, which will give us legend box out beast, but not legend rebound chaser. I thought legend rebound chaser was 98. It is 99. But the good thing about specialization is that you also get max +1s in that category. So it's almost a good thing we didn't reach the threshold, because now we can actually use our max +1 on something, which is gonna be rebound chaser. So you're gonna have rebound chaser on legend, you're gonna have box out beast on legend, you're gonna have brick wall on legend, and then if you grind the game out and get your second max +2, you will also have Hall of Fame set shot specialist. So 3 legend badges and a Hall of Fame shooting badge on a 7'1" nearly max wingspan build. Once again, we have a 90 standing dunk. Again, I just think that is gonna be super broken. If I was a gambling man, I would put it all on standing dunk, bro. Like that is how strong I feel it's gonna be. If I'm wrong, I will gladly take that. I think I got like 3 predictions out there that we're gonna have to see are completely right or not. One of them being 86 speed with ball on a guard is actually good. We're gonna have to see. And also that 71 pass accuracy is good enough for guards as well. We're gonna have to see about that one too, because everybody keeps talking about it. But every year 71 is always good enough. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see who's right. But anyways, let me not get off track. The rest of this build, we have an 88 block and an 81 interior defense. So we increased our interior defense from the last build. We have an 87 pass accuracy again. And once again, all we want to do is get the rebound, chuck the ball down in rec, chuck the ball down in pro-am. In the park will be even easier. And we also have a 60 steal for bronze interceptor, which hopefully is a tier 2 badge on centers. And then we can max +2 it to gold interceptor. Just an all-around menace of a build. And I already know that people are gonna ask, yo, grinding, why do you have such a high rating in one rebounding category category and not in the other. Once again, I think that 2K26 is going to be 2K25 2.0. And if I'm correct in that assumption, this year all you needed was one stat to be a 99 and the other stat could be whatever you wanted. So a lot of people went 99 offensive rebound, 82 defensive rebound just to get the legend rebounding badges, and then they rebounded as if both stats were 99 overall. Again, this is a community day build. This is just a prediction. We're gonna have to see how the game actually plays, but y'all, the way with centers is it's all about positioning anyways. So the way I think is I know how to box out, I know how to get rebounds. I'm sure y'all do too. I'm sure a lot of y'all watching main centers as your main position. There is no world where you get position on a 7'1" nearly maxed out build with the legend box out beast and legend rebound chaser and someone out of position out rebound you. It's just not gonna happen. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like a lot of times when we make these builds in the builder, we hyper stress about every single attribute when in reality it is mainly about how you play. The attributes are just there to give you the best possible chance. But anyways, y'all, those are the two popper builds. Let me know which one you like more, and let's get into these inside builds very quickly. We're not gonna spend too much time on these. All right, y'all, the first pure inside build is 7 foot, 256 pounds, 7'6" wingspan. Without having to go any shooting whatsoever, you could get the best of both worlds from our popper build. So we went a 96 strength, giving us Hall of Fame brick wall in the builder, and we also went a 96 offensive rebound. Once again, we're gonna use our rebounding specialization, get those two cap breakers, get it to 98, which will give us legend box out in the builder at that point with our two cap breakers, and then we're gonna use the max +1 we earned from our specialization to get legend rebound chaser. After that, same thing as the poppers, 90 standing dunk. If y'all skip to this point in the video, I think that standing dunk is gonna be the most broken thing in the game. Again, they gave us Kobe jab step, they're giving us a good dunk meter, there's better dunk meter controls, the taller you are, the bigger the green window. I think everything is just adding up to a standing dunk meta this year. Just a prediction, but I think it is a very strong prediction. I think I'm gonna be right on this one. After that, we have an 87 pass accuracy. You want to be able to pass to your teammates full court. And then finally, we have an 82 vertical. Instead of it just an 80, we have an 82 vertical on a 7-foot build. You're gonna be jumping out the gym. 80 plus vertical on 7-footers looks absolutely ridiculous in game. I can't wait to see that with legend badges. We're just gonna be flying for rebounds. And then finally, we have an 88 block, 60 steal, and an 80 interior defense with maxed out perimeter defense on this build, so we can actually get out of the paint and help people on screens with our 7-foot build. Now, if you're not a fan of this inside build, don't worry, I will be dropping a video in the rec probably day 2 or 3 on this build. I'm making this as my 7-footer. So if y'all want to see how it plays first before you make it, just give me a couple days after launch and you will see exactly what it can do. And then finally, our second inside center is, once again, if strength isn't as important as we think it is, and 91 strength is the sweet spot just to get gold brick wall and then max +2 up to legend. We have this build right here where we actually get 98 offensive rebound in the builder, automatically giving us legend box out beast. We're gonna max +1 our rebound chaser to get legend rebound chaser. And then in this build, we would actually specialize in either playmaking or defense. Defense would honestly be better, but if the defense challenges are like 500 steals or 500 blocks, forget that. I'm not doing it. I don't care. Then we'll do playmaking, get higher passing stats with our 2 cap breakers. Then we could use other cap breakers if we need to, and we'll get a free max +2 and max +1 that we can use on break starter to get legend break starter and legend dimer. So yeah, all in all, this version of the inside center would have legend box out beast, legend rebound chaser, legend brick wall, and then potentially legend break starter or legend dimer if you decide to use your max +1s elsewhere. And then of course we have the 90 standing dunk. I'm not gonna rant about that again. Y'all know exactly where I stand on that. But anyways, y'all, let me know what you think. This is my last community day video, so the next video you see from me will be on NBA 2K26. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Trust me, you do not want to. That center would have legend box out beast, legend rebound chaser, legend brick wall +1s else, potentially legend break starter or legend rebound chaser.
Float game, so you need a 86. Cause I'm trying to use that Bam out of bio, bro. That Bam out of bio something dangerous, bro. Just float that bitch up high. If I can green it every time, if they sagging off. If I make the inside and they sagging off, I'm doing that shit every time. They come up. I'm Giannis. That Giannis dribble style dunking on their ass, bro. But that's pretty much the end of the video, bro. That's pretty much the end of the video, bro. I'll be back for like some reacting to some more builds. I'm gonna react to some guard builds for y'all in the next one. But I'm gonna catch y'all, bro. Let's get 2 to 5 likes on this and subscribe, bro. Peace, bro. I'll catch y'all, bro.